Okay, so the next in our series of videos on how to revise effectively is about mind maps. And mind maps are really useful. Everybody thinks they know how to do them, and to a large extent we do. The reason they're useful though is that they help to lock things into the brain visually. And that also works really well when you're planning essay answers during your exam. So this is a skill that will help you not just with your revision, but also with the exam technique. When you're making a mind map, start with the theme that you're looking at in the middle of the page. If you're doing an essay, I would put the question in the middle of the page so that it's the constant focus of what you're doing and you don't deviate from it. You then need to develop the main idea with a series of branches here. So you can see that we have different branches going off each side, and then each sub-branch has to relate back to the idea before it, so that you gradually make the mind map bigger and bigger. Don't write in prose. Use keywords, better still use images if they're appropriate to help you remember them, because visual things tend to stick much better. The keywords obviously get written along branch lines here, as you can see, and if you can, color code the branches. It just makes it much easier to memorize there, especially for those who kind of have a photographic memory like me. Lucky us. But I'll be able to picture that and say that the yellow's at the top, and if I can remember what the colors are as well as all the information, then that makes it really easy. You're also making things stand out, and it's really important to do that because that will help it stick in your mind. And similarly with the images, if you can think of an image that's not just a bit of clip art but is perhaps funny, perhaps interesting, remember what we said in our last video, then that's more likely to help you remember it as well. You can use an awful lot of text if you want in your mind maps. You can see this is an example of explanations of World War II, but you might well be a little bit put off by that because it's quite difficult to memorize. On the other hand, you can use mostly images. So here we have a variety of images about Shakespeare's plays, and you can see that that is very striking, and if you can remember that, you'll do very well. However, what you might not be able to do is A, draw it, and B, interpret the drawings unless they're really clear. So what you might prefer to do is have a mixture of both, as is the case with this one of Muhammad Ali. You can see the main branches go off about his life, when he was born, his boxing, and being a world champion, and all of the developments come from each idea there. To give you an idea, if you have a large amount of text like this about Albert Einstein, turning it into a mind map makes all of this daunting amount of text much more easy to digest over here, especially if you're using pictures, color coding, and single words, because effectively you've only got about 25-30 words to learn there, and that's much easier. If you can condense the idea down, then it will trigger things in your mind when you remember the picture itself. So, pick a topic, try one of your exam subjects, put the topic in the middle of it, and then start making your lines and see how easy it is compared to your other methods of revision.